Hey, where are you? Where you at?
Hello.
Oh, what are you doing?
In the
Oh,
blanket fort.
you're in the blanket fort.
Yeah.
You're in,
The blanket forts are good.
blanket forts are awesome.
They are. Sort of
Oh,
is.
can I come in? Can I come into the blanket fort?
Of course you can.
Awesome. I'll be right there. So blanket forts are cool for taking care of yourself.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is the Glass House. So today we wanted to talk about the 4 areas in our lives that we try to focus on our well-being and how that's manifested for us in the crisis, in the pandemic. And those 4 areas, I have notes here because I can't remember anything, are physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And what we're doing right now to make our lives kind of
More. Just help keep the sanity. Help keep the focus and things to deflect all the negativity and whatnot, and sort of the angst that comes along with the current situation and what we're doing to mitigate that.
right. So you saw us getting into our blanket fort earlier. Yeah, that was fun. We do stuff like that because for us it helps emotionally.
It does. It helps to remind us that none of us is getting out of this alive.
Right.
So
it doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
You know,
You've
some
gotta,
things are just good for you.
Yeah. You know, you take care of yourself. You feel like a kid, and you kind of forget things for a little bit, and it's just fun.
Okay. So since we're on emotionally, what are some of the things that you do to help you emotionally that maybe it might help somebody else?
So I've putting more conscious effort towards meditation. That helps me emotionally. It kind of blocks out everything for a little while, and helps me to sort of center. And I've also been reading a lot more, a lot of different things.
That stuff helps mentally too, though,
It
right?
does.
Reading and meditation also helps with
It helps in both directions.
keeping your mind sort of stimulated and also centered. Yeah.
And just making sure that since I'm here and you're here and we're I'm working from home, just a lot more time just kind of snuggling with you and being close, and that helps.
Reminding each other that we're still here.
Yeah.
You know, whatever happens out there, we still have each other no matter what comes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that really
take
helps
care of
a
us
lot.
first.
Gosh, yes, you have to take care of yourselves first. And I don't mean you personally, selfishly. I mean your inner circle, your group, your tribe, whatever. You've got to make sure that the people that matter to you are close and okay. And that helps emotionally too, if you know that the people that matter are okay. So
and one of the other things I've been doing is making sure that I check in on family. My family doesn't necessarily know that I'm doing that because there's issues there, but
you know,
they're still family.
And you're leaving your mind knowing that these people that you care about and love are okay, whether they want to, well, whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
What about? Well, let's go on into mentally, because a lot of the stuff that we talked about emotionally sort of helps mentally too, like doing a lot of reading. I'm working on my studies, but those are things that I was doing before. But now that there's no place to go and no place to be, I'm sort of trying to just focus there a lot. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned this during our little crawl into the blanket fort, but sewing. I'm doing a lot of sewing and letting my creativity kind of flow And that sort of stuff makes me feel good, and it makes me feel productive in not a sort of, like
busy work kind of.
Right, it's not busy work. It's not, trying to make some rich capitalist more money. This is stuff for me and my family. And like I was doing that mask project, and I made dozens and dozens of masks. Because it helped me feel like I was contributing in some way to our well-being during this thing that we're going through.
And contributing to your kids' well-being as well, because
my kids are essential workers, and I sent masks to some of my kids. Yeah, so that helped a lot too.
And I think the mental and emotional aspect actually kind of go hand in hand. Yeah,
I think everybody's essential, but anyway.
Right. I think those things go hand in hand. It's
mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, that's why we get a lot of crossover between those two, because if you're not in a good place mentally, you're not necessarily going to be in a good place emotionally, and vice versa.
This has helped me.
Yeah, definitely.
Writing down a lot. It's sort of like journaling. It's like a lot of journaling, like writing down my ideas for the videos that we want to do and trying to plan that stuff out. That's really helped me a lot. Because it's a lot like journaling to me, because I'm getting all my thoughts and ideas down on page. But
it's journaling. I mean, it's journaling with a purpose. Yeah. I know you and journaling is.
I've tried so many times to do journaling, and I've been talking about it again. Yeah. I really, really feel like I want to journal, but I can't seem to get into the groove. Yeah.
But this is kind of like that with a purpose.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it might blossom into that as well. Yeah. I think it would be good, because I'm not a terrible writer.
No,
I'm not.
She needs to be doing is writing down the epic, 8-hour movie summer blockbuster dreams that she has. So, yeah.
Right, but 5 minutes, I get the bullet points out to you in the morning, and that's it. It goes away. I have nothing left. So I can't make $1 million billion-dollar blockbuster movie on 5 bullet points that I remember hastily. Okay, so we've covered emotionally and mentally. What about physically?
So physically, talked about before, getting up in the morning and making a point to stretch, do some kind of exercise, whatever that is, and then midday, get up, walk around, walk the dog. We were doing, we would get up and a couple of times a day, and we just have family dance time. And just
silly dancing, and get the dog involved, the kids get involved, because it gets you moving, gets your heart pumping, and it just kind of breaks you out of that monotony of sitting in front of your computer working for 6 hours or whatever. It breaks your mind out of that monotony, and it wakes you up again.
And physically also getting out and getting sunlight.
Vitamin D, folks. Got to get that vitamin D.
And kind of dovetails into trying as best we can, and it's a situation in flux, trying as best we can to eat properly, because
I was just going to say that. I'm trying to focus a lot on making sure I get my nutrition, taking my vitamins, drinking lots of water, which is always tough for me. Because when I do those things, I feel better, not just physically, but sort of up here in my head. I just feel better. Things are clearer. My skin is clearer. But I'm also really refocused back on my weight loss and my keto, and trying to do that in a way that's not, going to starve me.
Right.
But I'm going to get it.
It's not so cumbersome that you feel like just saying F it.
Right, which is always what happens. I get so raw with it. But so taking care of yourself physically and getting plenty of exercise and drinking plenty of water and just doing the things that are important physically. That's good for your well-being.
It's really simple. I mean, a little bit of stretching, plank for a minute.
It's so easy to just sit on the couch and Netflix for 12 hours and go to bed and then get back up and Netflix for... It's especially now, but doing those little things, get up
It
every
helps.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really
Keep
helps.
your blood moving, and it keeps your muscle moving. You know, you're not subject to any temporary atrophy, and it just it helps all the way around.
And when you're a bigger person like me, that's so quick. That happens so fast. Hips get stiff, knees get stiff. You know, you have to really be aware that you've got to keep things moving, even when you don't feel like, especially when you don't feel like it.
Right. That's definitely the time to really kind of bear down and do a little bit of something just to.
Yeah.
When you don't feel like it, because I found that more often than not, that's your body's side-handed way of saying we need to do something.
Right.
And if
Yes.
you don't, then everything's going
to seize up on you. Yeah. Especially when you get a little bit older, things freeze up rather rapidly, don't they?
Sometimes. I used to be able to fall asleep in any position in any bed that I wanted to,
Or on the floor. I used to be able to nap on the floor with the
fine.
kids. Oh yeah. Not anymore.
Now, lay wrong for an hour in bed and wake up with a stiff neck.
Yeah, I can't walk anymore. Yeah. So what about spiritually? That's our last point. We had 4 of them: physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So what about spiritually? I know that neither one of us are mainstream spiritual, but we're both very spiritual people.
Yeah. So I've been going back and so I'm rereading Book of the Five Rings, Hagakure, and those help spiritually too, because it refocuses sort of my mindset. It helps me focus on the bigger picture. I've also got several books on the Lesser Keys of Solomon. Been kind of calling to me a little bit. And then the Egyptian Book of the Dead, sort of stuff that I've been getting into. And I also got several books that I'm anxious to read on Shinto. So there's my spirituality is very broad. It always has been.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's going into the areas that I've been. I'll do that at some point. Excuse me. Oh, that looks interesting. I would, and then get distracted by something else. Well, now, I've especially since you bought us the tablets, which those are awesome. Got some stuff in Dead Tree Edition, but electronic is the way to go for all the massive stuff that we want to read.
Right.
I completely lost the plot. What the heck was I gonna say? I don't remember now.
That your spirituality is very broad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I have the time now, and have the equipment to go through and pick out those things that I've always wanted to, but have put off for whatever
Because
reason.
I bought him a tablet.
That's right. And now I can read those things. I can pick. I can be actively reading. 6 books at a time.
Right, and the phones, reading the electronic editions on the phone was getting really tough with these old eyes.
Yeah, even with big phones, it's
Not
still
big
tough.
enough.
Not
Screen's
big enough.
not big enough. No. Nope. And my poor little delicate face can't take those Coke bottle lenses anymore. So I need big text. Big text.
Yeah.
So.
What about you?
What about me? Spiritually, it's gonna sound strange. Sewing and crafting, those things really center me, because for me, a lot of my center focuses around my kids and my family. So the more I can do for my kids and my family, the more centered I feel, the more connected to my spirit guides I feel. So that's been really important to me. And I've been doing a lot for some members of my family. And then I did the mass project for my kids, and having our granddaughter here has been good for me. Yeah.
It's meditative.
It's very meditative for me. It is, because I can get into something that I feel is going to produce something useful, and then the whole planning process, and Yeah, and I made you that apron.
Love my apron.
Just
Love
that
my
was
apron.
that was a complete meditation from beginning to end for me. Drafting the pattern, pulling it all together, getting it on you. That was a full-on meditation for me from beginning to end.
Picture of it is up on our Instagram. It's really awesome.
It is.
Black and white buffalo check, just what it should be. Yeah, it's awesome.
He walks around in it like it's awesome.
I do, because it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I mean, and these are the things. So these are the things that we've been doing. Some of the things we were already doing. Some of the things we've kind of started doing during lockdown and this whole pandemic. And
So what do you feel like you're going to bring forward when this is all over and the world has found its center again? Because I don't want to say back to normal because I don't think it's ever going to go back to the way it was. So found its path.
I'm hoping, the only thing that I know that I won't be able to do, unless I get to a position where I'm working from home constantly, the physical stuff, the physical activity is always difficult. Having time to meditate is difficult.
I don't think that you give yourself enough credit in that area. You've taken public transportation for a long time. You walk to the bus, you walk from the train or whatever to your building. You're on your feet all day at work, and then you walk back. So I think you get plenty of steps in during the day. You're physical all day, every day during the week. Whereas me, on the other hand, I sit down in front of my computer and I program all day, and then I sit down in front of the TV and I watch TV all evening. So for me, I have to really start paying more attention to getting up and getting out, like we're doing now, getting up and around. And that's what I need to carry forward. Making sure that I get up more often during the day and move around more and get my sunshine every day. And those are things that when I'm working full on, which I haven't been during the pandemic, when I'm working full on, I don't think about those things, because I get so invested in getting what I'm working on done that I don't think about what I'm not doing for myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm going to carry forward.
Definitely.
That, and making sure I take time to do more of the things that fulfill me inside, like the crafting that I'm doing and the sewing and working on my sewing space. It still needs so much work.
Yeah.
So I want to work on that more. And I want to carry that through and keep up with that because that's so important.
And I need to, I need to make sure that I'm actually taking like my tablet with me to read.
So you have your books with you.
I have my books with me,
Yeah.
and it's, there's been a lot of stuff come out of this that I'm hoping will carry forward, and I mean there's some stuff that hasn't come through yet. We still got a gardening project that I want to get off the ground.
Yeah.
That's gonna be another kind of centering sort of meditative thing for me, and it'll help me feel like
Just don't let me touch them.
I won't.
No.
I won't.
I have the brownest thumb ever.
Yes. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
My house is where plants come to die.
And before you say, oh, but wait, no, believe me, we've tried it all.
No, I've tried everything. I can kill succulents. I can kill plastic plants.
It's an amazing talent.
It is. Well, at least I'm talented. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
If you like this content, if you like this content, please give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought. If you have any suggestions, stuff you want to see, if you have any questions for either of us. And
make sure you subscribe. Turn on the notifications and
hit that bell icon over there. It'll let you know whenever we have new content up. We're still hoping to get up to 2 times a week.
Right.
Right now we're up at once. So
we're working on it.
Later today we are starting another video. We're gonna film him working on the second gaming computer because the first one's up and running. So the second one is we're waiting on some parts.
Yep.
So we're working on that today. Hopefully I'll have that up by the end of the week and you can see the process for that. It's harrowing. It's exciting. It's drama. And so much hair flying everywhere. You wouldn't think there'd be all that hair flying everywhere during a computer build, but it's amazing. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.